Welcome to Agents of Screen. I am your boy Miles, aka the dark skin Enrique Iglesias, and welcome to my spoiler-free review for Space Jam: A New Legacy. This film is out in cinemas on Friday the 16th of July, but courtesy of Warner Brothers, I managed to see it early, and also they gave me a couple cute gifts, a couple cute ones. The water bottle, look at the details, of course, very cute, and also little tote bag. You know, I'm gonna be wearing it on the shoulder, right or left, cool. Thank you every time, I appreciate it. But let's get into this review though. What is this movie about? Trailer voice time.
Basketball champion and global icon LeBron James and his youngest son Dom, who dreams of being a video game developer rather than following his father's footsteps, find themselves trapped in a digital space ruled by an evil AI. To get home safely, LeBron teams up with the Looney Tunes gang for a high-stakes basketball game against the AI's digital champions of the court, a powered-up roster called the Goons Squad, directed by Malcolm D. Lee and starring LeBron James, Don Cheadle, Zendaya, and Cedric Joe. Space Jam: A New Legacy.
I'ma say off the bat, manage your expectations. Does it match up to the 1996 Space Jam? No, but it doesn't have to be though. But wait for the rest of the review. If you're a returning viewer, welcome back, and if you're new here, subscribe to the channel. I hope you stay. How I do things here, I tell you what I liked, what I didn't like, my score out of 10, and if you should see this film in cinemas. But what I liked, I thought Space Jam: A New Legacy was a really wholesome movie with really wholesome content. Anytime you say wholesome content, you have to do it just like this. It had really wholesome content with the black family and a touch on fatherhood, but mostly the message in this film is a really positive one that I know that parents will love for their kids to understand. So it's really wholesome content. Really wholesome message. We love to see it. I thought that the visuals were really popping, really eye-catching. It looked really expensive, like a lot of money went into it. But there was a lot of different types of animations, but in particular, like the chord that they actually played the match on, that was phenomenal. Again, really eye-catching, really popping. They done a great job with the visuals. And considering what he was given, I thought Don Cheadle done a great job. It would have been very easy for him just to mail in his performance, but again, with what he was given, I thought he tried his hardest. And I thought at first he was a bit corny, but I think he was definitely a highlight in the film for me. And the young actor who plays LeBron's youngest son in the film, Cedric Joe, I thought he also done a great job. There were also a lot of sick references in the film. I had a good time like pointing up, oh, that's so and so from so and so, is that, and there are so many. So it reminded me of Ready Player One in that instance. So it rewards the movie buffs amongst you. You'll have a great time just pointing out all the different characters that you see and names that you would have never expected to see in this movie. But some of my pros are also cons. You'll have to, I don't know, some karate moves on Mr. Miyagi, wax on, wax off. But some of my pros are also cons. You'll have to see how later on. But my first thing that I didn't like is that this movie seems like it's specifically for kids. Now, not being one of these grumpy old men like, get off my lawn, these damn kids. No, that's not what I'm saying at all. What I'm saying is that for me, the people who are most interested in this film would be the fans of the 1996 one. But it's not for them at all. It seemed like they sat in an office and said, okay, buddy, what do the kids like these days? Okay, they love Fortnite, okay, Instagram, Twitch. What else do they like, these millennials? YouTube, okay, gaming, video games. And they put everything and locked them in a room. They said, okay, we're gonna lock Fortnite, Ready Player One and Space Jam in a room, and they're gonna have a threesome, and the baby that comes out is this film. So in that sense, it comes across at times very corny, very cheesy, and a kids film doesn't have to be that way. I think kids are more intelligent than we give them credit for, and you have films from Pixar and Disney that, even though they're for kids, both adults and children can watch them. So only time will tell if it's a good decision or bad decision to alienate their core following to try and grab a new audience. Again, only time will tell. But I do hope that the film does well because LeBron is a good brother. But speaking of LeBron, now I know it feels like I'm hugging him with one arm and stabbing him in the gut with the other, but his acting, for me, it was subpar, it was quite poor. But I've actually seen LeBron in a film before. It was a comedy film called Trainwreck. I thought he was great in that. But for this, it doesn't seem like he has the chops to carry a film on his back, to be the leading man. And aside from Don Cheadle, I felt like the other villains in the film who replace the Monstars, you know, the Goon Squad, they lack personality. But I don't think they were given a fair shake because they weren't given the screen time necessary in order for them to resonate with the audience. So it almost seems trivial, or the basketball players that these villains are based on are by name only because you don't really get to see them at all. And compared to like the first Space Jam, the basketball players had their own side arc, and the aliens, they were on screen from the first 5 minutes. Again, so you have time to get a feel for these characters and let their personality come to the forefront. And I spoke in my prose about the positive message, the wholesome content, and the references, but this is also disliked because of how heavy-handed it is. It comes across corny and preachy at times, and the references, because of how rammed in your face it is, it feels forced, it feels a bit yucky, it feels like it was just branding merchandise, to the point where it feels like it wasn't, and I have no way of knowing this, it feels like it wasn't like the filmmaker's choice to have this much IP, aka intellectual property, just shoved down your throat. And speaking of the story, I thought the story was very contrived. It was a Dalsim Yoga Flame, it was a Dalsim Reach. Like, I was thinking to myself, you guys really decided upon making the villain of this film an algorithm. Alright bro, whatever. I suppose the kids will get it, I guess all in all, this film just lacks subtlety, it lacks charm, it lacks that organic, natural feel. So I would give Space Jam: A New Legacy a 5.5 out of 10. But on the same note, I do feel that kids would enjoy it. So even though as an adult I think it's a 5, I do think that you could take your child, your young child, 10 years old, in that bracket to see this film. I think they would enjoy it. But are you planning, or are you excited to go see this film? Let me know in the comments below. And when you have seen it, return and let me know what you thought of the film once you've done that. But I have been your boy Miles. As always, we have been the Agents of S.C.R.E.E.N, and until the next video, it should be coming extremely soon. Peace.